Most people understand that a good light will make your videos look better, but who would have thought that this little light could also make really cool effects like this? So let's look at how this little light from SmallRig can make a big difference in your videos. Hey everyone, Camber here, showing you how to use your camera to make good videos. And well, actually, I guess today I'm showing you how to use a light to make good videos, and that light is the SmallRig PIX M160. Now I'm going to be upfront with you and let you know that SmallRig sent me this light to review. However, I'm going to give you my honest feedback of the good, as well as something I don't like so much about it. But we'll save that part for the end and start out with the good. First off, you can see just with the size, it's really compact, fits in my hand, great for traveling, can throw it in my camera bag, no problem. It even comes with its own little bag you can put it in. It'll fit with the filter on there, and also you can throw charging cables and that type of stuff in there. So the switches on this thing, on the top obviously there's the on-off switch, and then on the side of it you have a set button which lets you change between different modes, and then there's the function switch under that which lets you select various options within each mode, and then the dimming switch that goes between 0 and 100. And speaking of modes, first off, we have HSI mode, and you can see on the top of the screen it tells us the mode we're in along with the battery percentage up next to it, and then under that is the brightness, so you can go from 0 all the way to 100, and then under that you have the hue, so you can change it 360 degrees worth of color, and that gives you tons of options depending on what kind of effects you want to have in your scene. And aside from just the hue, you can also change the saturation level between 0 and 100 as well, giving you even more options with different shades and amounts of color. The next mode we have is the CPT mode. So here you have the brightness on top again from 0 to 100%, but under that you have Kelvin values so that you can go all the way from 2500 to 8500 Kelvin, so you can match whatever type of lighting you want, whether you're outside, indoors, all kinds of options there. And I did multiple tests seeing how long this light would last, and I got around an hour and 20 minutes with the brightness on 100% and a fully charged battery, but you can also plug it into an external power source and it will last longer. And next up are the really cool options, which are the various scene modes. So first off we have the warning mode, and the A setting is a police car, which you can see an example of here. And then with B you have a fire truck, and then you can also simulate an ambulance with option C. Next up is RGB cycle mode. So you have A, which is RGB rapid cycle, followed by the RGB slow cycle, where it cycles through all the different colors. And then there's RGB strobo flash, and you gotta be careful with this one because I almost felt like I was about to have a seizure looking at the light when I was testing out this mode. And I could see using one of these in a bar scene or maybe a club where you have a light cycling different RGB colors in the background. And next up we have lightning mode, as you can see in this example. And with option B you get a different pattern of lightning flashes. Then option 3 is a paparazzo, which you could use to simulate the flashes of a camera. Say you had someone walking out and lots of pictures being taken, you could have multiple versions of these set up with all the flashes to make it look like someone's being mobbed by a bunch of paparazzi. And finally we have special mode, and option A is candlelight, and I think it's pretty obvious you could use this, set it on a table, simulate a candlelit dinner between two people. Option B gives you screen light, for example, if you wanted it to look like someone was sitting down to watch TV. Instead of having the actual TV on with tons of flashing going on at different brightness levels, this will still simulate that, but not as dramatic of a change like you would get from actual scenes on a TV.
Yeah, this movie's...
And then option C is called a breathing light, where you just get a little bit of slow movement of the light brightness. But there are a lot of cool options with all the various modes on this light, so let me know down in the comments if you have any ideas on what type of scenes that you could create with the modes on this light. But now that we have seen all the different lighting options, let's take a look at the filters that come with it. So first off we have the silicone softbox, and this just slides right over top of your light. And what it does is it gives a little diffusion. Like you can see in this before picture, there's a little bit of a hot spot on my cheek, but then when you put the diffuser on, it just softens up the light a little bit more around my face and makes it not quite as intense. And it definitely helps even more if you're using as a background light, lighting up some walls or something. It helps to just diffuse the light a lot more and make it look a lot softer. And next up is the honeycomb grid, and after using it, this thing is pretty awesome. So as you can see in this before picture, the light is on me and I'm lit fine, but it's also spread all on the wall wall behind me, which is a problem you have with LEDs because there's lots of light spill with them. However, once you put this honeycomb grid on, you can see that the light is directed a lot more just toward my face, and the wall on my left side is still lit up a little bit because the light is beamed in that direction. However, it gives a whole completely different look to the scene and can really help you with shaping the lights in your shots. And next up are the charging options. The light comes with a USB to USB-C cable, and on the bottom of the light you can see there's a USB-C port as well as a USB. So you charge this using the USB-C cable, and once you plug it in, you can see that the battery light flashes until it's fully charged, and it will indicate that. But then when you move to the USB port right next to it, that allows you to use this light as a power source. As you can see here, I'm plugging my phone into it and now it's charging my phone, so if you need that option, you have that available. But now let's move on to attachments. This light has mounting points on the bottom and the side, which is great because that gives you lots of options for mounting. However, it comes with this mounting bracket, which I'm just not a big fan of. The bracket itself works fine. As you can see, it can mount on top of a camera, you can loosen it, and it moves all over the place. But compare that with this light that I've been using for my backgrounds for a while. This comes with a mounting bracket on the side that has all kinds of attachment points here and on here. So I could stick this straight on a stand, move it all around this way. I could turn it sideways and mount it here, tilt it up and down. It gives you a ton of options, but not just that. When I have it on the table behind me, I can just set it up like this and angle it upwards towards the wall, and it works just fine. Just like that. But with this light, I can't really just angle it however I want like that, unless I have a book or something to set it on, but then you have to worry about it sliding. Unless you put on one of the filters, then that'll help it because they're silicone, but that just makes it a little bit more limiting for these types of applications. However, one thing that is really cool is that this is also magnetic, which is really cool because that'll really open up the options for this light even more as far as mounting goes. And you get all of that in this light for $100. Now compare that with the light back there, it is $140. And yes, I do like the mount on that one better, but there's a little give and take because if you want to put a filter on it, well, now you wouldn't be able to use that mounting point because it's covered by the filter. So I would rather have this, and this comes with the filters, which that doesn't have. It's also magnetic, so that's really cool. And this has more scene modes than that one does. So $100 versus $140, that's kind of a no-brainer to me. And speaking of price, you can use code SmallRig03 for 5% off your purchase with one of the links in the description, which will also help support the channel and is greatly appreciated. I've been buying and using SmallRig products for a couple years now, so when SmallRig reached out to me about reviewing this light, I was really excited to get it and try it out. And I was actually really pleasantly surprised at all the great options that this light gives you. So if you're looking for a light to start out with, or you're just looking for extra lights to give you more lighting options for your scenes, this is a great inexpensive way to make that happen. And if you have any questions about lighting or other filmmaking topics, throw them down in the comments below and I'll try to answer anything I can. But also check out my playlist because I have a lot of great things as far as framing, composition, lighting, all kinds of stuff that will help you become a better filmmaker. And also check out my private Facebook group linked in the description where I can better help you on a more personalized level in your filmmaking journey with lots of people in the group to help you along as well. But if this was helpful, then please hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't, and I will see you in the next one.